Hello, YouTube. We are back for a quick upload, which is not going to be so quick. What? What are you saying, Jerry the Jitterbug? I'll tell you what I'm saying. I am going to clean this book. It's Exciting Comics, number 51, from Nador Publications, with a cover date of September 1946, featuring a beautiful Alex Schaumburg cover. The importance about this book is twofold. One, it's my good friend's Night Tiger Comics book right here. If you are not subscribed to Night Tiger Comics, please go subscribe. He has a great channel. He's one of my really close friends in the community. He's a great guy down in Florida. And Mike is just a wonderful person with a wonderful collection. And I worked on a few of Mike's books before, and this has been lingering around on the Jerry the Jitterbug shelf. I have a lot of books that are lingering around. So if you are an individual that I have a book lingering, you have to be patient. I'm doing this, and I do this on my own time with life, but I still do it, and I enjoy it. Okay, so if you have books that you send to me, which I am doing for you, be patient, you'll get them back. But this book is important, like I said, for two reasons. One, it's Mike Night Tiger's birthday next week. This is going to premiere on Monday, the 17th of February. Mike's birthday is on February 18th. So I want to get this book to him, and I want to finish it, okay? And all we're doing is cleaning and pressing. So it's going to be a nice upload showing the beginning to end stages of a basic clean and press. The second reason that this book is very popular and sought after by collectors is this Miss Mask right here. This little doll here going against the devil or a demon. And Miss Mask, this is the first appearance of her. And she's a wonderful Golden Age character back in the day. So this is really a cool centerfold, and I'm very happy to work on this book. So what are we going to do? Let me be frank. Let me be upfront. This book has amateur restoration, and I'm keeping it. This is not going to be a conservation. We are going to keep what we have on this book. I am not doing aqueous baths. I'm not soaking. I'm not doing anything like that. There are rust stains. There were staples added. And I'll show you right now. We'll get up a little close where there actually is some graphic reproduction. As you can see, right here, prior owner used black pen to continue the featuring right here, and they did actually a pretty good job. There must have been some tape pull or some type of pull, and they reproduced the T right there. I'm leaving this. I am leaving all restoration. This is not a case where this book is going to be sent to CGC. In fact, if you watch Mike Night Tiger's channel, he actually cracks the cases of CGC holders, and he takes the books out. So it's a good lesson, because CGC is not important to everyone. Graded books are not important to everyone. Some people just want the books. They want to thumb through it. They want to read it. And if there are staples that were added after manufacturing, there's tape on the interior. There is bleed through on the cover with the ink that was used for the color touch or graphic reproduction. There is glue right here. The spine has a little glue, and this is a good example because this piece is glued on to the interior of the wrap. And look, there's Miss Mask again on the splash page. This doesn't matter to Mike. And we're going to just clean it, press it, and we are going to make it a little bit better for him to read and to have fun checking out the book. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm off to the side. I have a magazine board. I'm just going to put a magazine board just like this. And we're going to gently close the cover on the magazine board. We do have some creases. We do have a lot of stuff that we have to deal with. So what I want to do is right here, look at this. It's a jar. And the jar has some of my eraser crumbs that I pre-do with my zester right here, okay? And I do it inside here, and I just use a regular white eraser. And we just scrape, and we run it over the zester, and this is what I get. And we're gonna need more, I'll tell you that right now. But this is how I like to use. Some people have the document cleaning bags. I have to get one. If anyone wants to buy Jerry the Jitterbug a present, feel free to send me one. But other than that, we'll use this. I use what I have. Then I just put the sprinkles of the white eraser on the book, and I've done this before, just like this. And what I like to do is I just like to take my fingers and I like to go and I like to rub gently, starting on one side with my fingers just like this, and just gently do circular motions going down like you're eating corn. I know I've said that before. And then you like to use the brush, and I like to put the eraser particles back on the book. And then we just take our time, just like this. This is real exciting stuff, guys, isn't it? And by using the eraser crumbs like this, it prevents you or the person cleaning the book from pulling up colors inconsistent. What does that mean, Mr. Jerry the Jitterbug? What are you talking about, pulling up colors inconsistent? Well, if you use your white eraser, sometimes you see people, oh, I have to clean, I'm going to clean. And then what happens is you have a mark from the eraser cleaning one little section too aggressively, and that's how you get color lift. And it doesn't look good. And I've done it in the past when I started cleaning books. Believe me, it's a learning process and it happens. But with life, we do not want to ruin our books. If we can do anything like that, if we do anything like that, it's a little upsetting. And I still, today, I have issues with doing things. It's just paper. It is not concrete. It is not wood. And you just have to be careful when you work on paper, and you take your time and just write this. Just what I'm doing right now, we're doing a gentle method going over in little sections. And I'm sure I lost probably about maybe 40% of the viewers. Because how many times are you going to watch me do something like this? I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learn. And this is, I think, one of the best ways to clean comic books. And I see a lot of people do it this way. And even in the conservation community outside of comic books, where people in museums and people who work on ancient documents outside of comics, they do it this way too. And in fact, this is where, excuse me, I have to shut my oil burner. In fact, this is where I learned how to do this. I was perusing in the internet on YouTube, and after perusing the internet, I came across a woman who was cleaning an ancient document. It was a piece of art, and this is the method that she used, and I was like, very cool. She did not use a document cleaning pad. She took the zester, or she had a cheese grater, or whatever you want to call it. And this is how she got the little particles. And she did use her hands to do it. And I like to use my hands when I do it. I like to use my hands when I do various other things when I'm doing it. Hands are good. Hands are the tool that nature gave us. And I like to feel the cover by doing it, where you can feel if there's any little particles that need further attention, any little bumps. So when I work on books, the glove thing for me doesn't work. It is using my hands, and sometimes gloves, when you use gloves, can damage it because gloves snag paper, and sometimes you'll make more damage than you would without using gloves. So we're going to continue this, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do the whole cover like this. We're going to do the whole back cover like this. And then when we are done, we are going to do something else, and I'll show you exactly. But before we do that, I'm going to put it on time lapse right now, because I want to make this a one upload. I don't want to make this part 1, part 2, part 3, 8, 12, 1500. No. We're going to do one upload for Mr. Mike on his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. And in order to do that, we're going to do a little time lapse. Okay, guys, we're back. And I hope you enjoy that time lapse. And this is my second cut because, like a fool, I was working on this book and talking what I was going to do next, and it wasn't recording. And that happens sometimes where I think the recording's on and it's not. And I was just talking for about 5 minutes, blah, 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 blah. It happens. So what are we going to do next for this book? I think the dry cleaning came out very nice, okay? And I hope you learned, if you want to do these sort of things, if you're not a pro, how to do it. That's how I do it, at least. The colors remained vibrant, the back cover cleaned up nice. And when I was recording, when it wasn't recording, but I thought it was recording, I cleaned up all the particles. And then I took some Absorine right here. Okay, right here. And what we did with the Absorine is I am rolling a piece just like this, sort of like I used to roll when I was little. That's about the size. That's a nice fatty. Yeah. And little when I was younger. So what I like to do is I like to roll it just like this to get rid of all of the particles that may be present from the eraser. And I'm going to tell you right now, you have to be careful with this stuff, Absorine. If you want to buy it, it's in my description in the link. And if you use that link, I make some money. So if you're going to buy it, please buy it through my link. It helps the channel out. So you have to be careful with this stuff because it's very sticky. And a lot of people like to roll it. If there's a stain, I like to rub. But if you rub, I like to keep your fingers like a tripod holding it down. And I remember another channel I really like to watch, Collecting Chaos. He was using a big piece of Absorine once, and it's one of my favorite covers, if I recall correct. It's a Carl Barks, Donald Duck cover with Donald Duck with his nephews on a boat. And I remember that he was using Absorine and it snagged the cover and the cover ripped. I felt very bad for him. I'm not singling him out. It happens to all of us. It happened to me before. And that's why I'm saying just be careful. And you see, I like to rub it like this, not roll it, especially on the whites to clean it up. This is a good product. But like I said, you have to be very careful in using it because it can lead to rips. And no one wants to rip their books when they're working on it. It's also good to run across the side of the book and the top of the book pages just to clean everything up. And that's a good thing I got rid of some of the actual shavings from the eraser. So just by doing the simple eraser technique that I use and a little Absorine just like this and the white eraser that I use, it cleaned up nice. But what I want to do next is I want to do a little blue LED treatment. And we're not going to use hydrogen peroxide or anything like that. We're going to use only the blue LED light and moisture and water. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that because it does work and it does make it where hopefully these whites will brighten up a little bit. So I'm going to set it up and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. And we are going to get going with it. And I don't have a fancy box or LED chamber with lights and humidity like all great channels have. I don't have that. I have something a little bit more simpler, and I'll show you in a second. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're back. And I just want to let you know that sometimes there's little crustaceans that are on the cover that you have to use an X-Acto knife. And I get them off just by rubbing the X-Acto knife slowly and without any pressure on the cover. But I just want to let you know, you can't use a sharp X-Acto knife. This is a very dull X-Acto knife. This is the one that I use for the America's Greatest cover. So this is a very, very dull blade. If you use a sharp blade, you're going to destroy the cover. Okay, so a dull X-Acto knife is the way to go. So what are we going to do now? Well, see, like here's a little piece. I just got it off. And that's why you use your finger. That's why gloves, it's very hard to do it with the gloves. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a blue LED treatment. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. And if you want to buy the blue LED, and I'm on the side of my Jerry the Jitterbug lair, I'm looking for some Reme we're going to use. Let me see if I can find it. And as you can see, I'm opening drawers, closing drawers like a fool. But I found what I needed to find. I just got it. And I'll be there in a second, guys. And I'll show you how we're going to do this. And I have a very sophisticated setup. This is the blue LED light, okay? The description of this light or the link is in my description if you want to buy this. What are we going to do next? I'll tell you what we're going to do next. We're going to move some of these tools over to the side. I'm going to take a piece of, this is Hollytex, and I just want to put it between the first page and the splash page, just like that, okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm gonna rest, this is a piece of Polytex, no, this is Ramey. Ramey is thicker, Ramey is more coarse than Polytex. We're gonna put a piece like that. Then what we have to the side is my steamer. Okay, here it is. You see the water, the steam coming up, and this is H2O in the steamer. And in addition to H2O, I put a drop, and I'm going to say a drop where it's going to be the top of a bottle of hydrogen peroxide. I put it directly into the steamer water. And let me show you how much water we're talking about in the event that you want to know. This is the water right here. It's a very small amount. I would say it's probably about a pint, a little over a pint of water. So all I did was put a drop. That is it. A drop of water or cap of water. Is that fair? Take it back, Jerry. Someone's here. They just came in the house. These dogs are barking. So there's a lot going on, and I'm not thinking for the Jerry the Jitterbug Nation. Let's start over. I put a cap of hydrogen peroxide, just very little, not a lot, okay? And then what we're doing is we're steaming this cover because I'm gonna put it in. I have a very advanced blue LED box that I constructed. And it is very advanced, very significant, and it would cost, if you wanted to build it, just to let you know, under maybe 30 cents. So this is the blue LED box that I actually built. You want to hold on one second. I'm back. I was just interrupted by my family. Imagine that. How dare they? Okay, so what we're gonna do is, what this is a cardboard box. It's a liquor bottle box. I have tin foil inside, and that is it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the exciting comics down just like this, and I'm gonna give it another quick steaming while in here. Okay, just like this. Give it a nice steaming. And then we're gonna do blue LED treatment. Not long. I'm only gonna do it for 2 hours on this side. Okay, 2 hours after steaming it with water and a cap filled of hydrogen peroxide. So how are we gonna do this? We're gonna take off one of my lights from the studio, and I have a very expensive setup. The setup is a light just like this. You see that? Very expensive. Maybe this is $4 at Home Depot. We're gonna put the blue LED light bulb in. Squeak, 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 just like this. Okay, I don't have two of them, I only have one. And then we're gonna clamp it to the side just like that. Okay, this is very advanced, guys. I should write a book, Comic Conservation for Dummies. You know, or, you know, those books for dummies. And then we put the light on, look, ready? Boop. And there's our blue LED treatment. And periodically what I'll do is I'll take the steamer, and you're not supposed to look at this light, guys, but I look at it. I like to burn my retinas. I also look at the eclipse. You know, I'm radical like that. I touch chemicals without gloves. But don't look at it, guys. You really shouldn't, okay? So then we're gonna put a little more moisture with the cap full of hydrogen peroxide. And then I'm going to leave that in there for 2 hours. And that's it. So I'm going to put my timer on. And what I'll do also is I will also do the back cover as well for 2 hours. And then I'm going to show one last thing before we cut this, because like I said, I do want to try to do this in one upload, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Then what I'll do is I'll just take a piece of steel like that, and we're going to put it over. So that's the situation, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a feeling this is going to be 2 uploads. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're back. Now I have Mike Night Tiger's Exciting Comics in the very advanced light chamber. Now, guys, this is some serious stuff here, very advanced. But it is what it is, and I have no issue with it, because I only do this once in a while, the blue LED light. So, as you know, when you moisten comics, they like to flip over. So I use my film, because my understanding is that the blue LED light goes through plastic, and I use my tools just to keep it down. And we have the back of the cover right now, and I did 2 hours each side. So let me take this out, and let's remove this very advanced, look at this, it's Corbel. I use a champagne box, and again, just tin foil, very, very basic, nothing sophisticated for my purposes. And I get it, if I did this more often, maybe I should make a better chamber, and perhaps I will, but not at this moment. So whether there's a difference or not, it's too premature to determine. But what I want to do is I want to just take this book and I want to put it in a humidity chamber overnight, because whether I'm going to do another treatment of blue LED lighting or blue LED treatment, I still want to moisten the book itself, because we're going to get ready for pressing. And before I press, and hold on one second, guys. I'm coming through. I like to put the book in a humidity chamber. So right here I just have a plastic tub, and everyone who watches my channel frequently knows exactly what the plastic tub is. It's a standard plastic tub from Home Depot. I like to put 2 grates in, not 1, 2, because the 2 grates keep the book out of the water, because I poured on the bottom some water, and that is what we need to do when we humidify a cover or a whole book. So I just want to make sure that it's not poking through, and it's not. And the amount of water, I did about half of this plastic container. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to take Mike's book, Exciting Comics, and we're just going to place it in the humidity chamber on top of a piece of Rame. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top and I'm going to close it up. And I'm going to leave it in here overnight for about 24 hours. That's a little bit more than overnight, but overnight plus. And then we're going to see that the moisture will absorb into the fibers of the paper. And then we'll see how it looks. And maybe I'll hit it again with another 2 hours each side using my sophisticated blue LED light chamber made out of a champagne box with tin foil. So that's it for this upload, guys. I know I wanted to try to do it one upload for Mike's birthday. Happy birthday, Mike. But what's better than having a birthday present where you have your birthday on Tuesday and you have an upload on Monday for your birthday dedicated to you, and then you have the final upload on Wednesday. So Mike Night Tiger, you're going to be sandwiched between 2 uploads in relation to your book. So happy birthday, Mike. This is for you. Sandwiched between 2 Jerry the Jitterbug uploads for your book. Thank you. Appreciate your support and stay tuned. Happy birthday, Mike.